Good evening. This post is about, for Module 3, the most important theory that we had to post about for Education 639. The theory that I chose to do my research on for this post was the distributed cognition theory. And this theory states that cognition, or knowing, is not just limited to mental activities, but it includes social, cultural, and material components. Basically, this theory says that learning is everything that happens to us, and it encompasses everything that happens to us, and everything that happens to us contributes to learning. So it's not just something that might take place in a classroom. Ed Hutchins likened this process to the process of running a Navy ship. He said that there are many people doing different things, different jobs that they all have, but they all work together towards a common goal, and that is to make that ship function like it's supposed to. So it's not just the person running the engine, it's not just the person on lookout, it's not just the captain, it's everybody working together to make that ship go. He also said in his article, Distributed Cognition Toward a New Foundation for Human-Computer Interaction, which was co-authored by James Holston and David Kirsch, that distributed cognition extends the reach of what is considered cognitive beyond the individual to encompass interactions between people and with resources and materials in the environment. Cognition is more than just thinking. It is learning. It's learning that takes in all the experiences that we have in life, and those add up to our cognition. Those add up to what we know. And everything that happens to us, good or bad, adds to our knowledge. And if you think in your own life, you'll see that that's true. Everything that's happened to you has taught you something, whether it was good or bad. I agree with this theory, and I think that learning involves everything that happens to us and everything that is around us. For example, let's say you've got a hot stove, and somebody tells you that stove's hot, but your friend that's there with you doesn't believe him. So he reaches over, puts his hand on that stove, burned his hand. What did you learn? You learned not to touch that stove. You didn't have to actually reach out and touch it. You learned not to touch it because you saw what happened to him when he touched it. So that is learning that didn't really happen to you. Nothing happened to you, but you observed a situation, you saw the results of it, and you learned not to touch that stove. So the this distributed cognition theory states that basically saying that everything contributes to that. This is why there is so much emphasis placed on the learning environment in a classroom, because everything around you impacts what you learn. So if you don't have a good learning environment for students in the classroom, then they're not going to learn the things that need to be learned. They're going to learn things that they don't need to learn. And they're not going to be able to focus on what you are trying to get them to focus on if the environment's not set up right, because there's so much else that's affecting what they're able to focus on and able to learn. So that was why I chose the distributed cognition theory, and that's why I think that's one of the most important theories dealing with educational technology today. Thank you.